God damn it, episode 5 of Euphoria season 3 is actually way darker than you think. Let me explain. Alright, so Cassie is being tested as a person and as a character. So as we all know, Cassie already has a messed up background due to her childhood. You know, when she was growing up, when she went through puberty, all the guys, especially the older guys, they kept on copying her feel, but now everything has flipped on its head. Now because she's doing the whole OF thing, she's the one in position of control and power and dominance. That's why during episode 5 we get that entire montage sequence of her basically being like a female Godzilla. She's huge and she can control creepy old men just with her breasts. And she loves the power. But honestly, this entire episode, when talking about Cassie, was just trying to highlight how dark and messed up Hollywood is. Alright, so the moral of this episode is always read the contract. Okay, so as we all know by now, the dude who's famous in LA with the TikTok house, the social media guy, he's trying to get Cassie to be on board with his social media team. He's telling her all sorts of sweet things. He's like, yeah, we've got videographers, we've got editors, we got a bunch of people that will make you look good. What does Maddie know? Maddie is just an assistant. So he's basically trying to throw Maddie under the bus so that he can take Cassie for himself. But obviously this man has his own intentions. He's probably just addicted to Cassie and sleeping with her, and now that coochie's got him love struck. It's interesting how Maddie's basically getting her revenge. Now what do I mean by that? Alright, so Maddie lied, we all know this by now, but Cassie didn't know that Maddie isn't who she says she is. She's not really a social media manager and she doesn't actually work with high profile people. Maddie was just saying that to Cassie because Maddie is trying to get out of the fucking trenches. So I guess they're both even now since they both finessed each other. Cassie took Nate, blah blah blah, and Maddie lied about knowing how this whole internet stuff works. She kinda does, but she lied on her resume because Cassie is a dumb blonde most of the time. It's interesting how eventually Maddie sees that Cassie wants to leave and go be with the TikTok guy. So Maddie's like, okay, here's the contract. All you have to do is sign on the dotted line. She even takes a photo, and we all know that this is going to end up backfiring for Cassie further down the line. There's a reason why Maddie's like, yeah, hold it up next to yourself. I want to take a picture because Maddie, unlike Cassie, she is no dummy. But I think you really have to peel back the layers here and understand what this episode was trying to tell you as the audience, the viewer, from Cassie's perspective. Cassie is basically like Pearl. Have you seen the movie Pearl? Pearl is about this person who wants to be a huge star. They want to dominate Hollywood, but because of their environment and their background, their parents are like, nah, you don't need to do all that Hollywood stuff of trying to be a dancer, trying to act, and trying to be famous. So eventually, spoiler alert, Pearl kinda flops. She doesn't end up becoming who she wants to be, and when she gets any opportunity to be a star, something bad happens and eventually she ends up going psycho. So you can see elements of that with Cassie's character. I think that's why that montage sequence was very important, because it's showing that Cassie's ego is slowly getting bigger and bigger and bigger the more money she makes. So obviously this is just a metaphor for how Hollywood is a machine. It can lift you up, but if you're not careful, it will spit you out. Now, Cassie has not yet been spit out by the machine. I'm putting in quotation marks. But we all know that contracts are a huge thing. You always see entertainment people saying, read the contract. And that's one thing Cassie didn't do. She didn't read the contract. She just signed her name. And I'm just like, are you stupid? Are you dumb? Okay, yeah, she is dumb, but there's gotta be limits to your stupidity. You feel me? It's interesting how Cassie has a past of guys just using her ever since season 1. There was the dude at the Halloween party, there was Nate using her for his own pleasure, and now it's coming full circle yet again because Maddie is now using Cassie. Nate is now on board with this whole OF thing because he's in debt and he's pimping his own wife. Imagine getting excited on the phone because somebody sent you 30,000 plus and you're just there like, yeah, I think you should hook up with that guy. No, don't have sex with him, but like make it look like you guys are dating so that it can boost your numbers and you can make more revenue so you can send me more money. This is just sad, and Cassie doesn't even see it. She's caught up with the glitz and glam that Hollywood can potentially bring her. So I thought that was some pretty interesting commentary right there. Hollywood is an evil and dark place. That's why towards the end of the episode, when we're wrapping up with the Cassie plot in the OF for this episode, Lexi pulls up and she's like, "You're a narcissist." And it's funny how Cassie doesn't even denounce that, and her rebuttal is, yeah, that's what you need to make it in this town. And she says it with such enthusiasm. It's like she doesn't even care. She's just thinking about all the dead presidents she's going to have and how much of a star she's going to be. Also, I like how Lexi shouted at her for using her maiden name, basically implying that Cassie is trying to get benefits of nepotism. And Cassie pretty much says, yeah, well, I wanted to be seen. And then Lexi says, yeah, well, now you definitely were seen. You got the part. So this is a slight commentary on nepotism in Hollywood. Funny coming from Sam Levinson, considering he himself is a nepo baby. But I mean, a broken clock is right at least twice a day, right? Anyways, it's very interesting to see how Cassie's character is unfolding and unraveling this season. Is it progressing? Is there development? To be honest, I can't quite decide. But I really like this episode and the themes that they were trying to showcase and highlight when it comes to the industry. Moral of the story, I'll say it again, read the contract. Read it.
The Big Dipper.